when we did that break, I did some sort of a cliffhanger about being a female CEO in gaming. Does it matter, and what's it like for you? Is it a positive? You get
No.
easy to recruit, or
No.
is it negative? Like gamer dudes are like, ugh, what does she know about gaming?
I feel mixed about this answer, so of course I'll
Okay,
just give you both sides of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me give you the optimistic side. I have 4 kids, 3 boys and a little girl. So for her sake, I don't want to be too negative about it.
Yeah.
Because we must give hope, right? Yeah. And I think one of the things that's so frustrating, not just about tech, but in particular gaming, is just there's a dearth of women. There's not enough women. I mean, we try everything we can to recruit women and get them in the door. They just, if you're a woman, I don't think you go, I know, I'll go into gaming.
Yeah.
Right? You're already going through the tech barriers, and then to go into this segment of gaming, I think that's tough. So there's not enough. So I very much want to encourage women to join, because until more women join, I'm not sure that things change that much. I think what's tough about being a female in tech still to this day, and it's extremely frustrating to have, been, by a lot of founder sides and then be on the completely other side of the table running a company, is not much has changed in terms of, I think you still don't get the presumption of competence as a woman. You still need to, in every meeting, we literally were just doing some fundraising, and I got asked twice during the roadshow whose assistant I was. So just stuff like that, and I know it's a little bit bizarre.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I swear.
You come into the room and they're like, "Oh, okay."
And you're so and so's assistant. Okay. Well, presumably my name's in your calendar, or the company's name's in the calendar. Wow. So I just don't. I think women still have to prove that they're intelligent. Maybe that's why they do the voice fry. Whatever we called it. Something. Vocal fry. Yes, it's some way to convey intelligence and gravitas. So I do think a lot of these odd behaviors pop up because women still don't get the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Okay, I think a man is presumed to be competent. Yeah. There are some exceptions to that, and I'm just talking about generalities. Yes, and people are just pattern recognizing.
Here, bro. Here's a check.
Totally.
Start writing checks. I'm like, all right, sure.
And I think
I don't know what I'm doing.
I think it's like totally human. It's like the whole Moneyball was written about that, right? Yeah. It's like, you look like Jose Canseco. You must be a great ball player, right? Yeah. And so I just think people sort of pattern recognize, and I get why it happens. It's just a drag. And I think in gaming, it's tough too, because you got a lot of people. Mobile's relatively new, right? I mean, these app stores didn't exist. So you've got a lot of people who came from console. And being a gamer generally meant you were a dude. Yeah. You hung out in a cave all by yourself. Yeah. Right? And you were super hardcore about playing games.
And put on headsets and said misogynistic, crazy stuff.
So there's this what do you know about? Did you play League of Legends? Yeah. Do that? Yeah. There's a lot of testing of like what's your game bona fides, because I'm not sure I'm going to listen to you unless
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that.
But the good news is there's a woman in charge now, and there are everybody wants to change the ratio, so that's good.
Very much so.
And I see a lot of young women who are into gaming now. There seems to be something changing.
Yes. I think I do think gaming is already displacing most categories of entertainment. And I think gaming is going to really displace social networks entirely.
Really?
And so I think, for Fortnite, it is huge. And one of the reasons it's huge is that's the social glue between so many people. So if you don't know what's going on in the game, and you don't really know, what's the latest skin, right? Or what's the latest dance, you're kind of lame. Like, you need to know basics in order to engage actually just socially in normal world environments.
Yeah, like in the 80s, we needed to know the band members. Yeah. Like it wasn't
you study
enough to
it,
know
you
Bono.
know it.
You needed to know the drummer's name, the bass player's name. You need to know the deep tracks, the deep cuts, the rare tracks.
And I think Fortnite's super approachable. So I think it is introducing a bunch of little girls to games.
Yeah. My daughter is 9 years old, and she's in Minecraft all day now. Yeah. Building stuff.
My 5-year-old loves Minecraft. I don't know if that's good or bad. She's probably too young to play games, but she actually likes it. And
I think it's good because I don't know enough about it. I'm getting more educated, but it seems like they're building stuff.
Yeah.
And so she's like, here's my cat palace. And I won't let her have a cat because I'm allergic to them. And she just built a cat palace. And then, doing the dances. Yeah, the floss. I know what the floss is. Okay. Literally.
But if you do the floss now, you're really a loser.
That's
like, then you're a boomer. Only boomers do the floss.
Yeah, if I do the floss, it's the end.
I still do the floss
When I do the floss, that's the last floss that's ever going to be done. That's like the nail in the coffin.
But you've killed it.
I killed the floss. I went to like the talent show last year.
Okay.
And literally the entire talent show.
Was people doing the floss? No.
Yes. Oh, doing all the Fortnite dances.
Oh, yeah.
So there were like 30 acts, and I'd say at least a third of them had the floss or some other thing in it.
Yeah. So see, that's going to become the social network. That'll be
That's
people's
interesting.
currency. So already in our games, like one of the really critical components of our games is that it is really heavy into social.
Yeah.
So people get married. I mean, but this is true for a lot of MMOs, but you're really building it around the social experience and
cool.
allowing people to kind of create their own gameplay based on whatever social dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think all games are moving in that direction.
It's just kind of groovy.
It is cool.
It's groovy. It's creative.
Yeah.
It's social.
People form tributes to other players. Like their kids get sick, they say all about it. You know, it becomes a form of therapy for people.
Yeah,
These are
cool.
really, really strong community connections.